What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. I made a video the other day talking about how AI was taking over the world, and one of the comments I got on that video was from Buttermilk and some numbers after it, asking me to look into Ross's Stop Killing Games campaign. I didn't know what this was, so I typed it into Google, and holy crap, there is a YouTuber out there that has far more subscribers to me. I'm talking like 300,000+ subscribers, called Accursed Farms. And he made a video about how he is taking on Ubisoft and the video games industry in general and needs our help to fight back against how game companies shut down video game servers after an undisclosed amount of time, after we, the consumer, spend lots of money on these new games, not knowing how long it's going to last for. And I, for one, can get behind this, and I hope you can too.
I'm Ross, and I enjoy video games, or a lot of them. I also enjoy owning things. You know, like things in my hand or my immediate vicinity that I use frequently. When I walk down the street, I like how people don't usually run up to me and try to take the clothes off my back, because it's generally understood by society that those are mine and belong to me. But see, just by me saying those things, we already have a problem.
Hit the subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down the information from Accursed Farms, how this situation has progressed to the point it has regarding Ubisoft's The Crew as the catalyst for all of this, and why right now is the perfect opportunity for us, the gamers, to fight back. YouTuber Ross Scott, known for his Accursed Farms channel, has dubbed the campaign Stop Killing Games, and this initiative seeks to challenge the status quo, advocating for the preservation of games against the backdrop of forced obsolescence, meaning that right now, there are no laws. It is a gigantic gray area that is being taken advantage of, mostly by these gigantic AAA companies, on what games as a service even are, and when you buy a game, how long it even lasts for. And what he is proposing is to make it illegal for a video game company to straight up sell you a game and not let you know that it may not be functional at some point down the road. Where I would go so far as saying this initiative could mean that alongside an ESRB rating on every game, if it was going to be an online only or online service type game, somewhere on that label next to the ESRB rating or something like that would be an end date that the service would have to last at least until, so that the consumer is at least informed when they're buying the game if it's worth it to them. Because right now, it's kind of a shot in the dark for gamers to be like, should I buy this game? I don't know if it's live service or not. I don't know how long it's going to last. Looks cool. I guess I'll buy it and just hope for the best. And that is exactly what these game companies are taking advantage of. Scott makes a very in-depth video, over 30 minutes long, going through his trials and tribulations, conversations with lawyers, and actions that you can take to take steps in the right direction for you, the gamer, up to and including what you can do depending on what country you're in and the steps you can take to best progress the initiative. And on the Stop Killing Games website, it brings up some information regarding why the site exists and how the government petitioning works. And there's a big button that says Take Action Here. After clicking on that, you can select your country of residence, and that will narrow down what you're able to do for the available options you can take in your region. I'm in America, so the priority thing that I can do is contact the DGCCRF, and this takes you on a step-by-step how to, what to do, where you need to put information, what information you need to put through, the screenshots, the time, the receipts, how long you have to wait, the validation codes. Everything is here for you to make this as simplistic as possible to make sure the maximum impact is felt. This is the kind of thing that should be illegal, but nothing's ever really transpired to stop game companies from taking advantage of it. And as Ross puts it in his video, right now with The Crew from Ubisoft, ironically coming over from France, is the best place to fight anti-consumer laws. France is the most friendly to the consumer. And Ubisoft is kind of shooting themselves and the entire industry in the foot right now because they are headquartered there. This would be the best place to start, because if France puts some laws into place where AAA companies have to abide by them in France specifically, they're already doing all the work there to make sure that there's an expiration date on the game, or that they have to last for a specific period of time, or whatever resolution is come to with that. It would be most likely brought to the rest of the world because all the hard work for the company would already be done, and it would just make sense to let everyone else know. And even if they didn't, in the online era, people who want to be informed, if people in France are informed of an expiration date, there's going to be some information out there spreading like wildfire, letting everyone know about it anyways. So even if Ubisoft wants to try to hide this, if one location, whether it's Australia or France or even America or Canada or whoever, puts something into place, the rest of the world will know what the expiration date on these live service games would be. Now, right now, the practice is often buried within the terms of service agreements, and they're positioned as games with temporary licenses rather than permanent acquisitions. A distinction that many, including myself and most likely you as well, would argue undermines the consumer rights and the intrinsic value of games media. I even recall a situation with Tony Hawk 5 a few years ago where Activision shut down the servers for that game, rendering it unplayable for gamers that have never downloaded the main component from the servers prior to them being shut down. So the game disc itself turned into a coaster for cups. There was nothing you could even do with it. And that's just one example. There are a handful of games that I could think of off the top of my head, and a slew more beyond that that I've never even heard of, that once the servers came down, the game is rendered completely unplayable. I think that was Gran Turismo Sport was another one of those. There's so many of these, and no laws put in place to stop these corporations from just putting a game out there, having people play it, spend money on these DLC things, and then a couple years go by, maximum sometimes, and then they turn the servers off, and it's a completely useless game disc that no longer functions. Something a consumer buys with an expectation of being able to use, and then a game company outside of their control comes in and shuts down the servers and renders it unplayable. The Stop Killing Games website serves as a rallying point for gamers, offering resources and guidance for those looking to take a stand against this crazy issue. In particular, the campaign targets France's Directorate General for Competition, Consumer Affairs, and Fraud Protection, or DGCCRF for short, urging an investigation into the matter and hoping to set a precedent for regulatory action worldwide. And hats off to Ross Scott for this initiative. I could only imagine the amount of time, work, effort, phone calls, drained resources into getting this off the ground. And the least I could do is cover it and try to amplify it with my audience as well. And I encourage other YouTubers out there to do the same thing and not just talk about it, but actually take tangible actions. I have gone through these steps myself already, and I encourage you guys to do it as well. Every single voice matters, and the more people we can get behind this, the more impact it's going to make. So all the information, links, resources, and everything will be in the Smash JT article I link in the description below. I will also link Ross Scott's video as well. All the information there if you want. It's a hefty video with a lot of nitty-gritty details and could get a little bit confusing for some people because it does really get into the areas of the law and how it works worldwide specific. It was fascinating to me. But again, if that's kind of over your head or you don't really care about that stuff, just take the action to stop these mega corporations from stealing your games away from you after you purchase them. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there. Again, thank you so much to Ross Scott for these efforts. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
Publishers like to place modern video games that are designed to die, but they won't tell you when, right alongside ones that last forever, so they can try to cash in on customer confusion. Because the average person believes they are buying something.
Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash Smash J, Smash